Hey, hi everyone. So this is the first time I'm streaming live. Let's see how it goes. Just came across one rapid arena that is Caro Kann rapid arena. A great fan of Caro Kann. So well, I'm just trying to figure out a couple of technical things so that the live streaming is working. Great fan of this particular opening. Okay, for the first break message. Well, that that have this open file for the rook. Can as well take my queen after the exchange with the rook here so that the rook will become active. That's fine. Let's see. Since this is open now, black has to be very careful. Also down on time. So it is to give. He does not want to take any risk. Anyways, have this safe square. It's a forced move for him now. The thing that he can do is like he can come and we take this, give a check, lock his, push this pawn now. He has to do something real quick. The main reason why I moved my queen here to f6 is because I can block this promote. He pushed this, but queen check using his goal is very clear here. But let's see how different getting promoted. He has taken my rook. Obviously, I his rook. I have this strong file. Let's see what his plans are. Spawn. His idea might be to and stop my pawn from. So that is his plan. this particular file is, and you can just move my, again give a check. I'll just try to, okay, and at the same time, so this is the first time I'm just trying to figure out couple of technical. Give him a check. Yeah, let me just quite equal. Right. After that, check plans to do. He might take this pawn and to take his pawn here. I have three connected pawns. Connected pawn. The only thing is that from making any mistake. So the only thing I can see here is like he can take my pawn, but that will be followed by this pawn will be hanging. Or he can just go and give a check. After that, I don't see any moves. My king here. He so his main goal now is to give a check. Should make sure that my square. To this pawn again, then this particular pawn will become a weakness. Goal is very play this for now. See what is pawn is now protected from the queen as well. Back and just come here. Oh no, they're on a check followed by check here. Go here. One more that I can think of, and another kind of much time. He has two squares. He can give a check. Prefers to go. So I'll do one thing. I'll just keep this queen here for now. Let him take the pawn. Move here. No, he does not. He can either save this pawn or he can either save this pawn. So let's see what he plans to do. I just took a risk and definitely go for a draw because has this pawn structure here. So this pawn is a little weak now. If he wants to save this pawn, then this make sure that take this for now. I don't see any square for him to come and checks. Just push. Pawn is anyway supported from. So now my goal is to come here and give first. I want to chance to do. I'll just start pushing this pawn because this pawn is anyway hit by my queen. That's fine. Right. He said. I'll just push this better. This just to save my pawn here. Here again. Oh, that's an excellent. Has to. So such mistakes are very common, especially in the end game. So we have to be very careful because I have my pawns on A and C files, and he only has his queen to defend the pawns. So he should be very careful in such positions just to make sure that he does not lose a grip of such positions because I just gave a check and he had to lose it. For the next round. Perfect guest was here. This now which is the right square for the bishop. Whether to come back, I don't want to come back. Maybe I'll just move back here. So this is blocking this pawn. Uh, what next? Yes, a good option of castling this side, but I just develop my knight. Let's see if I can. Or what can I? Very difficult to stream as well as play at the same time because it's fine. Really a very good experience. I can give a check definitely, but it will just be followed by the bishop. I have to do get rid of the bishop threat. But is there any way I can save this bishop? I know that this bishop is not a very good square. I can just move back, but okay, fine. Let me just move back for now and see what he plans because I don't want to just end up with a double pawn at the beginning itself. Fine. Play this way. First, I'll give him a check. Let's see what he does. I just push this pawn, and after that, I'll come back. Take this square for now. Maybe I can just develop my knight and what he plans. Oh my! Can get the bishop to this square and so try to give some sort of a discovered attack to my possibility for sure. So this pawn structure is really good if you see because I can just move my knight here and try to gain good control of the center. Let's say I just move my knight here and it might be followed with bishop takes or he'll have to take somehow. Not now, then later. I can try to have a good control on the center. But yes, looking at his rating is definitely very strong here, so I have to be very careful while playing. To castle or not to castle. risky for both white and black. Okay, go with the castle. Have to be very careful here because this bishop is actually blocking the king's move. Have to be very careful, especially while playing such positions. Pawn is hanging now. I can just go back, but it will be followed by knight takes, pawn take, so that what? Or I can also go with the knight to this square, so it will just be followed with the pawn. So I can have a good control on the center. On the other side, this knight will be hanging. Try. Let me just try this because this bishop and the queen are really on the strong diagonal now because both are directly looking at the king somewhere. So don't want that to happen. Now, as expected, I got a very good center. So this was my goal. Now the second goal I have is to get rid of the knight somehow. I really don't want to push my pawn because this pawn will become a weakness. But he also took pawn. I hope that reverse threat. So he's trying to gain entry towards this side now. His goal is very clear. He just come here and maybe try to attack. Okay, so just push this for now and maybe give him some sort of an attack because can't come here and this is not a good move I guess because the queen can simply come here and this will be okay. So what I can do is like go to this square because if he takes the knight or one more thing what I can do is like I can get this back. I don't see anything happening immediately. Get this back for now. Let's see what he plans. He just one. I can definitely do this, but this is not a good move. I'll get rid of his knight first because that's becoming a big headache. As we saw some time back, this was my second goal, that is to get rid of this knight. I'll just get rid of this knight for now, but it will again give him a very strong center. So maybe I'll just go here for now, try to give some sort of threat to this particular queen. Maybe push my king, get the rook out. Is this that I can play? My sure if that's the right move, but okay, let me just give it. Now the thing is like the bishop has no good square to move. Goal is very clear. He does not want to move this here. Just try this out. Let's see what he plans. If he takes, then I can just so this pawn is a weakness. I don't think I have much options. So did he just blunder? Did he just blunder? Knight is or just take this knight maybe. Giving a three. Oh, he didn't blunder. An excellent by this guy. Maybe I'll just play one more game for that. Pause. Goal here was to make sure that the streaming works well. Just trying to figure, just to ensure that I don't have any glitches while streaming. Really fantastic thing. You guys can try. Applying for streaming is very easy and straightforward. You can just go here maybe and get my night here for okay, and develop this night as well. Okay. D4. Like this is my first. So this guy wants to come and take my ending with a double pawn. This come and best move for. That's fine. I'll just this pawn maybe I'll go for the development. I'm perfectly fine with double pawns because my goal is to make sure that I'll have some sort of a strong with this diagonal so that let's continue my development. Is there anything who is watching? Is there anyone who's watching this live? So can you drop a comment so that I just want to ensure that are working fine and everybody is able to watch the stream. We take this knight, be followed by this. His goal is to just come and attack this pawn on. So take it. So I don't mind if it takes with the knight. I take this because he can't come and recapture the pawn. That is one option. What if I push this pawn here? If I just push, he'll take. I can take and I can take the queen. Let me just try to break this. At the same time, let me try to have some control this time. Because I'm perfectly fine with this knight. This knight does not have any good squares for now. Perfectly fine. Knight is placed here. Captures capture. We have tried to have an open file for the rook. Though I know that this will end in a double pawn. For this guy. I can take this now. It will be followed by bishop takes, followed by bishop, followed by queen takes. After that I can this pawn maybe. After that try to push this pawn as well. So will be very strong. Structure will be very strong. Or what I can also do is what if I break this pawn here on a6? If I just take this pawn, this guy might capture it back. Pawn will be a weakness, but if it just castles, will rook will get this file f5. I don't want that to happen. What happens if I capture this pawn here? Recapturing this, I don't see any. What I can do, give it a try because let me get rid of his bishop for now. I know this knight is not placed in a good square, but since it started with the Caro Kann, sure, like I thought this place is a good square for the knight. I have a couple of options. I can just move this here, try to push this queen back, or just go and capture this knight because this knight is definitely not in a good square. I don't somehow like this place, the knight. So what I'm thinking is before before it tries to attack, what if I just this pawn, is it good or is it not good? Because the question is like, is it good to push this pawn so early because it's just in the middle game setup, or I should first maybe move something of this sort, he will go back. After that, I can try to push the question here. Because if I move this bishop, he'll just capture. I'll capture with the queen, and after that, it will just end up with some series of exchanges maybe. Okay, let me just give it a try. Let's see what he plans to do. Because if this file opens, can have some sort of, I can give some sort of a threat with the rook on e1. He has still not castled, so he has to be very careful, especially on this particular line now. Let's see how he plays this. Yeah, as expected, he just captured, so I'm going to capture back. Captured using that particular, and now he has only one option. He can just come and capture this pawn, but queen takes, pawn takes, or I can play something else. That's the question. Okay, let me just capture this. After that, we'll just check first because I don't want that guy to castle now. It's already late in the game. Already late in the game. Maybe the rook, maybe the king will come somewhere to these squares. That's my goal, so that I can get this pawn some. So let me just try to take this file d. Try to double my rook first because he does not have two moves now to save that pawn. Let's see how he responds. Can get his rook. Just let's try to play what happens. Push this, get my king here. After that, push this pawn. So he has to go back. After that, my goal is to just one capture this. Just try to push this and trying to stop my king from. So this is just turning out to be strong now. Just avoids my pawn from. Oh, so this what I can probably just do this. If check here, just so that x can also perfectly fine. At least I won't be losing the pawns honestly. I have to move this. I don't have any other option because pawn is capture this, reject for now. I'll just take with my because this pawn else will be. Yeah, King James. Sorry. After this game, maybe we can take a couple of capture this pawn for now so that capture capture. So he really wants to enter this line here. A pawn for now so that I'm stopping the black king from square. We check. Come here. Try to get entry from this side. There's some issue with the streaming. Figure it out on this. Then I'll just pause the streaming for now because it's saying that there's a warning saying that there is some issue with the resolution. The current resolution is not very good. Asking me to check the video resolution. That's the reason there is some sort of a lag, there's some sort of a delay that I'm facing now while streaming live. So I'll just end the stream. Maybe I'll open a new stream. Thanks till then.